Right now, with the Democratic National Convention over, we are looking ahead to next week's Republican convention. We'll tell you what you can expect. Plus, we're starting to see a downward trend in coronavirus cases across this country. We'll take a look at how local numbers are looking and whether the mask mandate has been working.
There is an upward trend in the forecast as we head through the weekend into next week. Of all the details coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good Friday morning, everybody. Welcome in. It is Friday, August 21st. I'm Chris Stanford. Lee and Josh have the morning off. Joe Biden is officially the Democratic nominee for the presidency now. Amy Reed catches us up on the highlights from last night.
It was the final night of the Democratic National Convention, and here are the three things you need to know about the night. Number one, the soul of the nation. This is the phrase we kept returning to throughout the convention. Democrats are teeing up this election to be about the future morality of the country, calling it a battle for its soul. Number two, country over party. Democrats brought in Republicans throughout the week, and Thursday night we saw former Surgeon General and a presidential historian weighing in, throwing their support behind Biden. Number three, it was a night of memorials. We remembered someone close to Biden, his son Beau, who died in 2015 and also served in the military and public service. We also remembered someone close to the party, John Lewis, who died last month, leaving behind a big legacy in civil rights and public service.
That was Amy Reed reporting. Republicans are still making plans for their convention next week. While some of the details are being worked out, there is expected to be a heavy emphasis on people who've been been benefiting from the president's policies. President Trump will accept the nomination from the White House Thursday night after an introduction from his daughter Ivanka. Vice President Mike Pence is also scheduled to speak from Fort McHenry in Baltimore. Amy will have full coverage of the RNC next week, breaking down the week's events. You can also catch live coverage all week on our Channel 3000 Facebook page. And coming up on CBS This Morning, Vice President Mike Pence will be on with what you can expect from the RNC. That's coming up in about an hour. Kanye West will not be a candidate for president on Wisconsin's ballot. The Wisconsin Elections Commission voted 5-1 yesterday and decided that since West's nomination papers were not submitted by the 5 p.m. deadline earlier this month, he should not be listed on the ballot. Representatives for West dropped off his nomination papers 14 seconds after 5 o'clock. A new ruling from a federal judge is giving state prosecutors in New York access to President Trump's accounting records for a criminal probe. That decision increases the possibility that the tax records could be sent to a grand jury before the election. The president filed an appeal of that decision just about an hour later. The president's trying to stop the subpoena from being enforced next week, asking the Second Circuit Court of Appeals for emergency help. The case involves whether President Trump or his organization violated state laws in connection with hush money payments made to women alleging affairs with Trump. He argues that he has presidential immunity from the inquiry. Just about 6:03 right now. Hattie's here with three things to know today. Hey, Hattie.
Good morning, Chris. Yeah, that's right. The warm temperatures are going to continue across southern Wisconsin as we head into next week. It's actually going to get a little bit on the hot side around here. We still have a slight chance for some rain this weekend, although I've pushed those rain chances back a little bit. We'll have those details in just a second. And then we are likely to stay dry after that chance this weekend. Another extended stretch of dry weather for southern Wisconsin. Now, looking at the radar map this morning, we are noting a few sprinkles showing up around La Crosse. We've had an isolated rumble of thunder northwest of Fond du Lac this morning, but that has fallen apart. You see across Columbia County a few sprinkles showing up as well. Not out of the question, mainly north of Madison this morning. Most of this activity, though, is likely to fall apart over the next couple of hours. Overall, across the area, not a whole lot of activity to talk about. There are a few thunderstorms rolling across southern Minnesota, but again, those will weaken as they move off to the east. Here's a look at our rain chances for Saturday. We'll start the future track map Saturday morning at 9:30. There is the potential for some ongoing rain early on Saturday morning for the northern half of the state. Southern Wisconsin is likely going to stay dry. Now, as this front finally begins to work its way through the area, we're seeing those rain chances diminish. We may see some clouds moving through Saturday late in the day, but our rain chances hold off until overnight Saturday into Sunday. And that's when there is the chance again for a few scattered showers or an isolated thunderstorm as we go through Sunday. All that activity, though, winds down later in the day on Sunday. This is not going to be a lot of rain for us. Most locations are expected to get less than a quarter of an inch. Not necessarily the news that you probably wanted to hear as we start to really dry out from Madison and points to the north. Here's a look at our southern Wisconsin temperatures early this morning. We're actually starting off on a pretty nice note. 61 here in Madison, 59 in Monroe, as well as Mineral Point. Prairie du Chien this morning is at 60 degrees, and in the Dells, it's 62. Now, a southwesterly wind is expected once again today. It should stay fairly light. Lots of sunshine this morning with temperatures topping in the 80s this afternoon, slowly cooling down this evening. You see our forecast stays dry through the day. Here's a look at that extended outlook. We have a big warm-up heading into next week. It looks dry Monday through Wednesday and most likely Thursday as well. Take a look at those temperatures. Close to 90, in fact 90 on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Ooh, warming up. My
is.
yard is fried. It's just toast right now.
I know, it's crispy. I guess at least you don't have to worry about mowing it, right?
Hey, that's a good thing. Thanks, Addie. Across the United States, the country is starting to see a downward trend of positive coronavirus cases. That's according to the physician overseeing testing for President Trump's administration. The daily average number of cases has been going down for the past few weeks. The weekly average shows just under 50,000 new cases on Wednesday, down 20,000 from last month. The country's 7-day average for deaths, though, is up, however, with more than 1,000 deaths a day for the last 24 days. That after 7 weeks below 1,000 deaths. Numbers may be going down across the U.S., but we did see a noticeable increase in new cases in Wisconsin yesterday. 850 new ones, 6 new deaths. The positivity rate in the past day is 7.5%. The 7-day average sits at 8%. However, as a whole, Public Health Madison and Dane County says new daily coronavirus cases have decreased by nearly 50% since the county's mask order was issued. The organization's director says on July 13th, the day the order was issued, the average number of cases a day was 98. As of yesterday, it was 47. New numbers come as the organization announces plans to open a new coronavirus testing site on Madison's south side. It'll be at Village on Park on South Park Street. Testing will be free for anyone 5 and older. The new site will be open Mondays and Fridays from 8 to 4, Wednesdays from noon to 8. Anyone who'd like a test is asked to call ahead at the number on your screen. It is 608-243-0302. Well, that Middleton coffee shop that posted a mask-free zone sign has lost its lease and will close at the end of the month. According to an Instagram post, Hellbox Coffee says its final day of business in Middleton will be August 31st because of what the post calls the enforcement action, negative public statements, and continued vindictive and hostile behavior. The county previously threatened to revoke the coffee shop's license, but later backed off. One of the top officials tasked with finding a working vaccine for COVID-19 says he'll resign if the president's administration attempts to approve a vaccine before it shows to be safe and effective. Those comments come from the FDA's Director of Biologics and Evaluation and Research. According to Reuters, there is growing concern in the nation's capital for a push to get the vaccine out as fast as possible, even if the data doesn't back it up. Right now, that FDA official says that issue has not come up, but he wants to set a standard if it does. A new report from the CDC says getting a flu vaccine is critical this year. It's to eliminate any confusion between flu symptoms and COVID-19 symptoms. The CDC recommends everyone 6 months and older gets one. This year, 2 new flu vaccines will be available for people 65 and older, which are expected to offer better protection. 1 out of every 5 nursing homes in the country say that they still do not have the personal protective equipment that they need to keep staff and residents safe. Elder care advocates say this shows a lack of federal response and a massive red flag for the government's handling of the pandemic. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid say the president's administration has provided all the necessary tools nursing homes need to stop the virus. People living in long-term care facilities represent 1% of the country's population, but make up 43% of the coronavirus deaths here in the U.S. The White House declaring teachers essential. With that designation, teachers can continue working even after exposure to a confirmed COVID-19 case, so long as they're not showing symptoms. The American Federation of Teachers, though, says the designation could be used to bully educators. The union's president says teachers have always been essential, but that they need the resources to help keep them safe. And there's a new study out this morning that shows that children may be highly contagious for the first 3 days that they have the virus, even if they only show mild symptoms. Researchers in the Journal of Pediatrics say this could mean children play a large role in the pandemic as silent spreaders. This study comes on the heels of 2 others that suggest that children may be contributing to further spread of the virus. One said that children are carrying a larger viral load of the virus in their sinuses. Another, published in South Korea, said that older children may spread the virus as much as adults. Our back-to-school coverage continues today on News 3 Now this morning. We're talking about feeding our kids. Many families are dealing with food insecurities right now, and they depend on schools to fill in the gaps for students with free and reduced breakfast and lunch. But during a pandemic and with virtual learning, access to those meals can be very limited. Coming up in our next half hour, we'll take a look at a meal pickup site from Madison schools and just how often it's being used. Coming up, a new project in the works this morning, how it will help make sure kids don't get left behind in a hot car. And almost a quarter of Americans say they don't have enough money set aside in case of an emergency. That has changed some over the pandemic, how COVID-19 is affecting how we use our money.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County continues building and bringing stability to families through homeownership. As area families experience hardships, Habitat provides a pathway to financial security and independence. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
Surgenian's 90-year history means you pay $90 for installation no matter how many rooms you carpet. Get carpet and pad, your furniture moved, and your old carpet recycled. Our competitors can't match it. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
It's the end of summer and Mother Nature is still bringing the heat. We're in a summer daze. Why not sleep better at night, find cool comfort in your family room, or extend the season on your porch with a quality ceiling fan from Madison Lighting? They're all on sale right now. Reduce your energy costs in summer and winter with a ceiling fan like this. Hurry and save during Madison Lighting's last ceiling fan sale of summer. Sale ends August 29th.
A1 Furniture and Mattress on Stoughton Road is now open. Family owned for 3 generations, the Canarella family offers the best prices, service, and selection in town. That's why we're A1, locally owned and operated since 1980.
Dear Summer, how do I make the most of you? Do I kick back and relax? Or climb new mountains? I could go and get dirty. Or switch into new lanes. One thing's for sure, it's gonna be great. Can't wait. Toyota.
Right now, you can get 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new 2020 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid. Toyota.
Fry Construction is celebrating their 25-year anniversary, which means big savings on home repairs and improvements. No job is too small or too big, and your safety is always our concern. Respected in the industry and voted Best of Madison, Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home. And now, for a limited time, save 25% off gutters or insulation with a full roof, siding, or windows project. Visit fryconstruction.com and get inspired for your next home improvement. Contact us today.
Everything is relative. Travel, for example. A trip to Stoughton might seem like a long way, but if you're shopping for diamonds, it's closer than you think.
Diamond Select.
Importers of shimmering diamonds from the mines of South Africa to the streets of Antwerp and Tel Aviv. They shop the diamond capitals of the world so you don't have to.
Diamond Select. Direct pricing saves you money.
On GIA certified South African diamonds.
Diamond Select.
Downtown Stoughton.
Welcome to the Del Bar. One visit and you'll fall in love. A supper club you'll adore. We are now open, so take a drive. We would love to have you come and dine with us. The Del Bar, since 1943, Wisconsin Dells.
A new study shows 21% of Americans currently do not have any money saved in case of an emergency. Bankrate.com found that number is actually at its lowest in 10 years of polling. Bankrate believes that the stimulus checks and federal unemployment benefits may have helped more people save. Still, though, The study found 35% of Americans have less emergency savings now than they did before the pandemic. And many of those with savings do not have enough to cover 3 months' worth of their expenses. Facebook is lending a financial hand to black-owned businesses. Facebook says any of those companies with less than 50 workers have the ability to apply for a grant. This comes from a partnership between Facebook, Accenture, and the Association for Enterprise Opportunity. Earlier this summer, Facebook committed to $100 million in investments aimed at boosting black businesses. More information is available on Facebook's website. Airbnb is putting an end to parties in their rentals for the time being. The home rental service says occupancy for all properties will be limited to 16 people for most venues. This is a decision that comes after a recent rise in what they call lockdown parties held at rentals across the world. The company says the decision comes in the interest of public health, and they'll take legal action if the policy is broken. Before this decision, almost 75% of available rentals on the site listed that they were not approved for parties. Tesla doing something interesting here. They're looking for approval from the FCC for a device to prevent kids from being left in hot cars. This device would be a short-range interactive motion sensor that would monitor activity in the car after it's turned off. They need FCC approval because the sensor would need to operate on a wavelength that's not authorized. Reuters reports the FCC is taking public comments on this through the end of the day today before making a decision. Tesla says the sensor, in addition to detecting kids, could also be a monitor for possible thefts. The Justice Department looking to reinstate the death penalty for the man convicted of carrying out the Boston Marathon bombing. Attorney General William Barr says that they are going to the Supreme Court now, hoping to reverse last month's decision to throw out the death penalty for Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. That decision means that the Boston bomber could be given a new penalty phase trial. Then a new set of jurors would have to decide what the sentence, whether or not he should be sentenced to death. The Justice Department wants to avoid a retrial and just reinstate his old sentence. Tsarnaev is currently serving a life sentence for the 2013 attack. NASA is at work this morning looking for a possible leak on the International Space Station. The organization says there's no immediate danger to the astronauts on board and that they'll spend the weekend inside the Russian laboratory segment of the space station while they try and figure out where that leak's coming from and fix it. NASA says air leaks are not uncommon and that a little air leak will always happen over time. Wildfires burning in California have destroyed more than 500,000 acres now. Across the state, smoke and ash are now impacting air quality and visibility. One of the outbreaks is a cluster of fires making up the LNU Lightning Complex fire. So far, that one's destroyed 105 buildings and scorched more than 130,000 acres. Firefighters have yet to contain any of it. The largest, though, is the SCU Lightning Complex fire. It's burned nearly 140,000 acres. Those two fires are burning to the north and south of the Bay Area, giving San Francisco some of the worst air quality in the world right now. 617, Hattie is out on the patio this morning with her fleece on. How is it out there?
Yeah, you know, I don't have any sleeves on my dress, and it actually feels nice with the fleece on this morning. Pretty great start to the day, though, as I look overhead. No clouds here in the backyard weather patio. It's going to be another pretty dry day for southern Wisconsin. Take a look at Doppler track. There are some sprinkles, though, right in and around La Crosse. There have been some isolated sprinkles showing up north of Madison towards the Fond du Lac area. Most of that activity, though, tends to weaken right after or shortly after it develops. So outside of a few sprinkles, not expecting any measurable rain for the region. Here's a look at satellite. You'll see that there are some clouds as well. For southern Wisconsin, we haven't broken into those clouds just yet, but there will be some high-level cirrus clouds drifting by from time to time today. Here's your pet walk forecast. Swift already on a walk. Not a bad day for a walk, although it is going to be a little on the warm side today. Highs will be in the middle 80s, and humidity is going to creep up just a little bit, so keep that in mind. You may want to shorten the walk just a little bit more than the last couple of days. And getting outside this weekend, here's your Madison Lakes forecast update. If you want more information, you can always go to lakeforecast.org. On the major lakes in the area, all beaches are open on Mendota. Monona, Waubesa, and Wingra all have one beach to close. Those beaches are Vilas Beach, McDaniel Beach, and Esther Beach. Lake water conditions, though, pretty good. We're looking at temperatures on the lakes right around 75 degrees. Air temperature tomorrow will hit 85 with partly sunny skies. I'm pushing back the rain chances until Saturday night and then into Sunday. So there is a chance for some rain on Sunday. It's still going to be pretty warm, though, with a high of 86. Chris, it's going to be a great weekend to try and hit the lakes or the pool here in southern Wisconsin.
Yeah, last weekend for Goodman Pool, I believe. So
that is true, yeah. Unfortunate because it's going to be pretty warm next week, but I guess take advantage while you can.
There you go. Thanks, Addie. Tainted peaches could be the cause of a salmonella outbreak in at least 9 states. Listen to this. 60 people have gotten sick so far. The FDA is investigating. The bagged peaches were reportedly sold under the Wawona brand name at Aldi stores in 16 states starting in June. The grocery store chain has recalled the peaches in the states affected. FDA is urging anyone who bought them to throw them out. The number 1 seeded Bucks looking to even things up in their playoff series against the 8th-seeded Magic. Milwaukee held Orlando to just 13 points in the first quarter last night. They got a big contribution from their bench. Pat Connaughton scored 15, 3 assists. Giannis had a big night, 28 points, 20 rebounds. Bucks win this one by 15. Series is now tied at 1 apiece. Game 3 is tomorrow in the bubble. Still ahead for us on this Friday morning, a new way to add flavor of one of your favorite cereals to other meals. And coming up in our next half hour, we're going to continue talking about food for back to school. Madison has some pickup sites scattered across the community. We'll let you know just how often those are being used as we take a big look into helping you get back to school here on News 3 Now this morning.
News 3 Now closed captioning is sponsored by Wells Asphalt Paving.
Summer savings is on now at Sloan Implement. Get a John Deere and your supersized Sloan deal. Get 0% for 84 months when you pre-order your new John Deere 1025R. Get a John Deere now during summer savings.
Powered up with Sloan.
Your eyes are everything. They're how you see the world and connect with others. At Shopko Optical, your eyes are everything to us too, which is why we offer everything to help you see better and look better. A huge selection of designer frames, convenient locations, and experienced optometrists. We're Shopko Optical. You'll see. Right now, get 50% off lenses with the purchase of any frames.
Come in today for Rubens' annual leather event. Rubens has received generous discounts from all our fine leather suppliers. Natuzzi, American Leather, and many other manufacturers have allowed Rubens to give you up to 10% off on all leather furniture. Rubens' downtown store and Westside store have many pieces that are available for immediate delivery. Remember, all interior design services are complimentary. Stop into either Rubens today for our leather event.
Great decision on your new windows. Buy one, get one won't last long.
Have you always been so passionate about windows?
Felco's buy one, get one free windows is totally rad. Felco's energy efficient windows are a must in every home. So hurry, call now.
You could say that.
Buy one window, get one free, and get no interest for 1 year.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco.
This is the big one, folks. The Brothers Maine Everything's on Sale sale. Right now, you'll get everything from Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana with blowout savings, like a Maytag washer for $3.99 and a Maytag dryer for just $3.99. And you'll always get more from the More store, like our risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. The Everything's on Sale sale, with more selection, more savings, and more satisfaction on everything. Now at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
I like to drive. I used to think I was a pretty good driver.
But now Joe Biden's taken a sharp left turn. Buckle up for his $4 trillion tax hike. Biden's plan raises taxes on small business, reversing the recovery. He's pledged to eliminate blue-collar oil and gas jobs. And analysts estimate stocks would crash up to 25% if Biden takes the wheel, crushing your retirement.
This is just bold.
Hit the brakes on Biden. He'll wreck our economy. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Summer savings is on now at Sloan Implement. Get a John Deere and your supersized Sloan deal. Get 0% for 84 months when you pre-order your new John Deere 1025R. Get a John Deere now during summer savings.
Powered up with Sloan.
It is going to be an awesome weekend to grill. Wouldn't you know it, we are giving away a Green Mountain Grill from Recreational Concepts in Oregon this week. So we're asking you to send in pictures of what you're grilling up to be entered for a chance to win that grill. And here is one of the entries. This looks really good. Some grilled lemon Dijon chicken legs, red potatoes, asparagus, and a couple of helpers. A couple of pups helping them out. Those are beautiful dogs.
Ace and Odin are the dogs' names. Wow, that looks fantastic. So colorful.
I know, eating the rainbow.
Very appealing. Well, we want to see what you're grilling this summer. Go to channel3000.com/whatsgrillin' and submit a photo from your backyard barbecue. You have till the end of the week, so just a day or two left to get those pictures in. You will then be entered for a chance to win that grill from Recreational Concepts in Oregon. We've been sharing some of our favorites all week on the morning show and making us very hungry.
For those of you, at home watching, this is an odd time of the morning for us. I mean, we're starving.
Yeah.
At this point in the morning.
The coffee's not doing it anymore. No. The tea isn't helping. We need food.
So, hey, if you like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, check this out. It's now available in a spice that you can use to flavor just about anything. So it's called Cinnadust, Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cinnadust, a seasoning blend. So it's got cinnamon, vanilla, sugar, some graham cracker powder. You can use it on ice cream, yogurt, fruit, or a substitute for sprinkles on a cupcake. Cinnadust will be available at Sam's Club starting September 1st.
My children would put that on everything.
Danger written all over that.
They would. I would even consider putting it on their vegetables just to make them eat them. Well, here's a look at our forecast for today. Beautiful shot of the sunshine this morning. Just a few clouds in the area. Weather track showing you that there are a few sprinkles up towards La Crosse. Not likely to hit us here in Madison.
We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The price of gold is at a 7-year high. Get top cash on the spot for your gold at Diamond Select. Cash in today while the price of gold is high. Don't miss out. Get instant cash for your gold today at Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call the number on your screen and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month. So call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 1-800-451-3571 to receive your free Carefree Dental Card information kit.
You've heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but you still need to see your dentist because getting good dental care is important to your overall health. You know dental bills can take a big bite out of your budget, especially if you're retired or on Medicare. Even a simple cleaning can cost $200. And other procedures like crowns and root canals can cost hundreds, even thousands more. But affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company can help. Give us a call or go online for this free information kit with all the details. This isn't just a discount plan or for checkups only. This is real dental insurance that can help pay for over 350 covered procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, even dentures. There are no deductibles, no annual maximum, and you can see any dentist you like. So don't wait. Call or go to sendinfokit.com to get your free information kit. Call now.
You wash your cars and clothes and canines. You wash your cars and clothes and canines. You wash your cars and clothes and canines. At the Magic Wash. At the Magic Wash. Whoa.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh? With the Pick and Save app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales and rewards like fuel points, all for prices that are lower than the everyday low. So go ahead, get lower than low. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
At Diamond Select, our on-site goldsmith can create a beautiful one-of-a-kind piece. Whether it's repurposing an old ring or creating from a picture online, we're here to help you create jewelry of your dreams. Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
This is a life-changing election.
Joe Biden is now the official Democratic nominee for president. What you need to know before the Republican National Convention starts up next week.
And skies are partly sunny already this morning. Temperatures are really going to heat up today. All of the full forecast coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Stanford. Leah and Josh have the day off. Joe Biden is the official Democratic nominee for president. He accepted that nomination last night on the final night of the Democratic National Convention. Biden says we're at a battle for the soul of the nation. In his acceptance speech, he cites 4 different historical crises we're living through right now: climate change, the coronavirus, the fight for racial justice, and the economy. More than anything, though, Biden used the time to emphasize the importance and need for American unity.
But while I'll be a Democratic candidate, I will be an American president. I'll work hard for those who didn't support me, as hard for them as I did for those who did vote for me. That's the job of a president, to represent all of us, not just our base or our party. This is not a partisan moment. This must be an American moment.
So this now sets the ticket for November for both parties, which we have known for some time now. So former Vice President Joe Biden will go up against President Donald Trump in November. In just over a month, the two will face each other in the first presidential debate. President Trump, meantime, we know he was watching. During Joe Biden's address, the president sent out this tweet attacking the former vice president and senator's entire career in politics. Earlier in the day, President Trump campaigned just miles from where Biden grew up. The Trump campaign wants to visit to offset any hometown advantage the Democrat might have in his home state of Pennsylvania, which is very important. Senator Tammy Baldwin, one of the more prominent Wisconsin Democrats to get a speaking slot at the DNC. In her speech, she tells the country about our state's motto, which is forward. She says this November, we all need to move forward and never look back. Because of the coronavirus, this isn't the kind of convention Milwaukee had hoped for. Now the city's mayor is hoping for a redo. Mayor Tom Barrett is pushing for a traditional convention in Milwaukee in 2024. He says he's open to hosting Democrats or Republicans. Republicans will have their turn when the convention kicks off on Monday. Not many details about the event have been finalized, but this is what we know. The theme of the convention will be honoring the great American story. NPR reports it'll highlight everyday Americans with speeches from people who have benefited from the Trump administration's policies. Organizers hope this will draw a contrast to how Democrats painted the Trump administration during their convention. Most of the RNC will be centered in Washington, including the White House lawn. The event will still have some parts hosted from Charlotte, North Carolina, which is the original host city. News 3 Now political reporter Amy Reed will have continuing coverage of the RNC. She'll be tracking the latest updates to come out of the convention all week, starting Monday. Coming up on CBS This Morning today, Vice President Mike Pence will say more about what we can expect from the RNC, and he'll have his reaction to this week's Democratic convention. A Wisconsin senator will hold a virtual hearing today, and it's all about the U.S. Postal Service. Senator Ron Johnson said in a statement that the Postal Service has faced significant financial problems for years and wants everyone to understand them. Postmaster General Louis DeJoy will testify. The U.S. Postal Service has become quite a point of contention between Republicans and Democrats ahead of the election. President Trump has criticized this hearing, saying Republicans are, quote, playing into the hands of congressional Democrats. Those Democrats are also scheduling a hearing focusing on Louis DeJoy. That is set for Monday. It'll be held by the White House Oversight and Reform Committee. The committee is concerned about DeJoy's recent changes to the Postal Service that led to delays in mail delivery. However, this week, DeJoy did announce that he would suspend those changes until after the election. Ahead of the hearings, we are learning that the White House could have played a part in slowing the mail. Former USPS Inspector General David Williams recently testified in front of a progressive caucus. He says the Trump administration has been politicizing the Postal Service and using Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin to inappropriately influence the organization for political means. He believes this will ultimately harm customers and businesses who use the service. The president has said he was against additional funding for USPS because it would expand mail-in voting. The Postmaster General now facing a new legal challenge from the NAACP. The civil rights advocacy group has filed a federal lawsuit against Louis DeJoy. It says the Trump administration appointee is deliberately attempting to sabotage the U.S. Postal Service, to obstruct voting by mail, and to ensure a favorable outcome in the election. It says the attacks on the Postal Service disenfranchise voters of color who are disproportionately impacted by the virus. It wants the service to prioritize ballots for the November election. DeJoy has not commented on the lawsuit. 6:34 right now. Checking in with Hattie and the activity in the tropics. Hey, Hattie.
Good morning, Chris. Yeah, we're real quiet around here, so we'll start in the tropics this morning. We've been watching now Tropical Storm Genevieve. It continues to weaken. Right now, winds are about 50 miles an hour as that storm continues to track to the northwest right along the Baja coast of California. Two tropical depressions, 14 and 13 now on the map, and we'll watch these depressions closely. They are expected to intensify through the weekend and into the first part of next week. And the track of these storms, it is expected that both storms will enter the Gulf of Mexico late this weekend and possibly impact at the same time some of the Gulf Coast states. So anywhere from Florida all the way down to Texas has the risk of seeing impacts from at least one of these storms. And again, the time frame on that would be sometime in the Tuesday, Wednesday time frame when these storms could possibly make landfall again at the same time. We'll keep our eyes closely on those as we go through the weekend, but for the time being, things pretty quiet across the midsection of the country. You'll notice a few lightning strikes in southern Minnesota. We also had a lone isolated thunderstorm up near Fond du Lac earlier this morning. That storm has fallen apart, and you can see a weakening trend, less lightning strikes as we go through the last couple of frames of this radar loop. So these light showers and thunderstorms are expected to continue to diminish, really not impact us much here in southern Wisconsin. They're out ahead of a cold front that will be slowly sinking its way through the state over the next couple of days. Again, that front will bring a chance for rain this weekend, but until then, it's likely to stay dry. So for today, we start with temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Just a couple of spots actually left in the 60s. We have 61 in the Dells and here in Madison, 60 in Monroe. Looks like everyone else in the 50s. Your future track forecast model shows you lots of sunshine. There are those clouds up to the north this morning. They'll fall apart as we head towards the afternoon. By lunchtime, most spots already close to 80 degrees. It's going to be a warm afternoon. Has reached 85 in many spots. Yesterday's high was 82, so it is a little bit warmer today than it was yesterday. Pretty nice, though, through the evening hours. Temperatures will drop back into the 60s by 11 o'clock. Here's your extended forecast. I made a few changes. I've actually pushed back the rain chance until Saturday night and then into Sunday. So it looks like Saturday will be dry now. There's the potential for a few showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. Not a good chance for rain this weekend, but there still is a chance. Humidity builds this weekend and then sticks around next week. Chris, we're going to heat up as well. A lot of summer in this forecast with highs near 90 Monday through Wednesday of next week.
Warm and dry. Farmers could certainly use some rain, Hattie.
I know, unfortunately, not a lot of that in the forecast.
All right, thanks. A local police chief is being recommended for a new job in North Dakota. Beloit Police Chief David Zabolski has been offered a job as the top cop for the Fargo Police Department. Local paper in Fargo reports Zabolski interviewed for the position in person before a 15-member panel of residents. Of the three finals, Zabolski is the preferred one. He's been Beloit Police Chief since 2015, and before that he was with the Milwaukee Police Department for 27 years, eventually becoming a captain. Well, an update now to a story we've been following for some time. Milwaukee's former police chief is filing claims now against the city's Fire and Police Commission. It comes about 2 weeks after the commission demoted Alfonso Morales from chief to captain. Morales is asking that decision to be reviewed. He also wants $625,000 in damages for breaking his contract, denial of due process, and loss of reputation in the community. The filing is the first step toward a lawsuit. Taking a look outside this morning, a beautiful shot of the waterfront there. Taking a look at the terrace. We're going to check in with Hattie, of course, and she'll give you that weekend forecast if you just missed it. Also, we're continuing our conversation about feeding kids during back to school. We'll take you to a meal pickup site in Madison and show you how often these sites are being used.
It's the Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit Firm for only $189.99, plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. The Labor Day sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
Uneven surfaces are a major hazard to your family, friends, and employees. Don't risk another fall. Let Concrete Lifting Technologies raise up your pavement. Our minimally intrusive process uses polyurethane to level sunken concrete and provide an even surface. Plus, this process is a fraction of the cost to replacing your driveway. Concrete Lifting Technologies, Southern Wisconsin's premier concrete leveling specialists. For a free estimate, contact us today.
Scranton is a long way from Wall Street. You won't find skyscrapers or big city bankers, just hard-working people. That's where Joe Biden's story starts. It's why he's running for president, for the backbone of this nation, working families. Donald Trump, he's in it for himself and his wealthy friends. In this crisis, we need to help workers and small businesses, and we need a president who will build back better.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
It's the Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit Firm for only $189.99, plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. The Labor Day sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
On the next Live at 4, peaches are in season. Nutritionist Donna Wyoffen has some great peach recipes.
And our canine correspondents Lola and Louie have the top animal stories of the week in the news hounds.
Accurate news as it happens, right here where you live. Information that you can use from the team you can trust. For more local stories that impact your life, News 3 Now.
We're back, 6:42. A new report from Feeding America finds the number of food insecure children is expected to reach its highest level ever because of the coronavirus. 18 million kids could face food insecurity. That's 1 in 4 children. As you can see here on this map, the impact of this depends on where you live. On the surface, it looks like Wisconsin's doing a pretty good job, right? With just under 14% of kids facing food insecurity right now. But when you take a closer look, you'll notice a troubling trend. Wisconsin is seeing the 4th highest increase in food insecurity over the past 2 years. In 2018, our food insecurity rate was at just below 9%. In 2020, that increased by 5 percentage points. In other terms, 57% more kids are now facing food insecurity than they were back in 2018. Many of these families facing food insecurity depend on their local school district to provide meals. And let's be honest, there's nothing virtual about feeding students. Madison schools have community meal sites, but we found only a small fraction of families are actually using them. Jennifer Lampe has free food to give away, breakfast and lunch.
Like helping people, like kids. It's good to feed people, right?
Yet there's no one in line to get it.
It depends on the day. It's a hit and miss.
She works for MMSD Food Service, handing out meals at one of the district's several community pickup locations across the city.
The other side's a little more popular. I'm not sure why this one's not so popular.
Some of the sites can get rather busy, but on this day at this site on the west side, only 3 families came through for lunch. More than 14,000 MMSD students qualify for the federal free and reduced meal program. After closing schools last spring, we found on average only 10% used the program. That means about 9 in 10 of those students did not get one of these daily lunches. We've been asking the district for a couple of weeks to talk about this issue. We haven't received a clear answer.
So food insecurity was a really big issue even before COVID.
Camilla Martin is a pediatric registered dietitian for UW Health.
For kids, routines are much more important, and regular, more consistent, balance throughout the day, access to healthy foods is crucial for that brain development, their ability to focus in schools.
It does all come down to access. Getting these meals to students requires someone to pick them up. But these days, that's not always easy.
See you later.
So that registered dietitian we talked with did offer up some great advice for parents. On our website right now, you'll find this story and ways to avoid bad habits, eating habits. You know, this is a tough time to get your kids to eat healthy.
It certainly is.
And she's got some good advice on how to start healthy eating habits if those kids need those. And I think, as we've been talking about this week, a lot of the issues right now with feeding these kids during back to school times comes down to accessibility. We tried talking with MMSD about this issue and to find out a reason why these programs aren't being utilized as much as they should be. We haven't gotten a response from them. They haven't been willing to go on camera and talk with us about this. So this could be an awareness thing. People just don't know enough about this program and know the availability and where the sites are and what times they can pick up. It could just be because parents are, focused on work right now and trying to provide a paycheck for their kids.
We're all trying to be jugglers, right? We have a lot of balls in the air and trying to make everything work out, but food is so important. It's just the basis of success for many other things. So hopefully they can get that figured out.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why we wanted to do this story, is to put it out there that these resources are available. So if you or someone you know is struggling to put food on the table, or you're wondering, what are we going to do when school starts back up? My kids rely on those meals if they were in school, but if they're learning from home, there are programs out there. So check the story out on channel3000.com. Hopefully you can find all the information you need right there. And we're going to continue our back to school conversation. On Monday, we're going to look at the particular struggles facing rural communities when it comes to virtual learning. Lee Lynchide's put together a very informative piece that you can tune in for on Monday morning here on News 3 Now this morning.
And we are inching ever so close to the start of that school year.
We're a few weeks away.
Just a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, some private schools start next week already.
That is true. That's hard to believe because there's just a lot of summer in this forecast. It's going to be hard to get the kids to think like school and all of those terms with temperatures in the 90s. Here's a look at the Henry Vilas Zoo sky camera. The polar bear doing some leisurely laps right now. Not a bad day to hit the pool. It's actually going to be a little bit warmer than yesterday. We have just still some fog in Boscobel. Visibility is actually down to a quarter of a mile there. That's likely through the river valley. Fog is not a widespread issue this morning. Our dew points, we've been talking about those all week because they've actually been pretty comfortable. Well, they're getting back up to around 60, and we kind of use 60 as the threshold for where you start to notice that humidity. So it may be noticeable through the afternoon. Day planner temperatures take us back to highs, though, in the mid-80s this afternoon. Lots of sunshine in the forecast.
And summer is hanging on.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
We have 90s next week.
90s.
Yeah.
All right. Crispy, though, out there. We certainly do need a good soaker. Nice day's worth of, a light rain would be great right now. Go a long way for our farmers out there.
That's certainly what I wish I could tell you that's coming up in the forecast, but not the case.
I don't know, maybe in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Coming up in the morning sprint after the break, we'll get you caught up on all the news you need to know about before you head out the door. And here's a look at who's 3 today. Happy birthday to Gwen and all the other kiddos out there. Thanks for celebrating with News 3 Now this morning. We'll be right back.
News 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
The golf range and suites of By10's Golfland provide safe fun. Golf range buckets and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Full grill and bar service is provided safely to your golf suite by wait staff. Try fun, easy-to-play Top Tracer games like Go Fish, only at By10's Golfland.
To most people, the idea of fighting is unpleasant. But sometimes to make things right, it's necessary to fight. some things are worth fighting for. If you or your family has been injured, you'll want a good law firm on your side to make things right again. Since 1930, Habish, Habish & Rotier has recovered more million-dollar results for our clients than any other law firm in Wisconsin. Habish, Habish & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
This summer, get back to where you belong, along 60 miles of beautiful wide-open beaches, where family vacations have never been so much fun. With every sunrise and each high tide, the beach is calling you to raise your spirits, make you smile, and bring your family closer together. So stop dreaming and start booking, because we can't wait for you to get here. Visit Myrtle Beach and discover why happiness comes in waves.
Dreaming of custom furniture, but you think high prices, sales pressure, and waiting for months and months? Come to Slumberland and design your way. Quick and easy, with no extra cost. First, pick your piece. Lots of styles, clearly marked. Next, pick your fabric. There's no extra charge here. Then, get it quick. Our orders are made fast. Plus, all custom furniture is on sale. Design your way, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Are you one of the 100 million Americans that suffer from chronic pain? Hi there, my name is Tim O'Brien, owner of The Healthy Place. I want you to know about an all-natural product called Cura Relief. With nutrients like boswellia and curcumin, it targets the root of your pain, inflammation. Most people feel a difference in less than 45 minutes. Stop the pain and the drugs naturally with Cura Relief. Stop by one of our 4 Madison-based locations or check us out online at findyourhealthyplace.com. The Healthy Place.
I like to drive. I used to think I was a pretty good driver.
But now Joe Biden's taken a sharp left turn. Buckle up for his $4 trillion tax hike. Biden's plan raises taxes on small business, reversing the recovery. He's pledged to eliminate blue-collar oil and gas jobs. And analysts estimate stocks would crash up to 25% if Biden takes the wheel, crushing your retirement.
This is just bold.
Hit the brakes on Biden. He'll wreck our economy. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
By10's Golfland offers 3 award-winning 18-hole miniature golf courses, 2 outside and 1 inside, all open day and night. Have peace of mind. Miniature golf clubs and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Enjoy safe fun for everyone at By10's Golfland.
Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Time for the morning sprint, and we start with breaking news from overnight. Madison police are looking for 3 teenagers who they say robbed a woman at gunpoint on the city's west side. It happened on Teresa Terrace just after 10:30 last night, not too far from Elver Park. That woman was standing outside her home when police say a white SUV pulled up and those 3 teenagers got out. Police think they're about 16, 17 years old. Officers say one of the teenagers held a handgun to the woman's head as he took her cell phone. That gun was camouflage painted. All 3 of those suspects got back in that car and took off. We could surpass 69,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Wisconsin today. Now, it's just a day after passing 68,000. DHS and county officials confirm 850 new cases. That bumps the all-time statewide total since the pandemic began to 68,500 cases. 11.8% of those are still active. Dane County opening up a new coronavirus testing site on Madison's south side. It'll be on South Park Street at Village on Park. Testing will be free to anyone 5 and older. For specific hours, you can go to our website, channel3000.com. Well, starting today, Wisconsinites can once again travel to Chicago without having to quarantine after arrival. The city added Wisconsin to that list back at the end of July when COVID-19 cases were steadily increasing. Cook County, where Chicago is, currently has more than 216,000 confirmed cases since the start of the pandemic. There are at least 20 fires still burning in California this morning. They are pumping out enough smoke that can actually worsen coronavirus symptoms. People irritated by the smoke and, well, they are more likely to cough and sneeze, and that could spread the virus even more. While the masks people are wearing do help protect from COVID-19, they don't prevent smoke inhalation. Kids who don't wear masks at school in Utah could now be charged with a misdemeanor. The governor issued an order requiring masks on school property and buses. The state doesn't have a statewide mask mandate, but all students, teachers, and staff and visitors as well need to wear one. Violating it could mean up to 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. It's up to local jurisdictions to enforce the order. A third person is now facing homicide charges in the shooting death of 11-year-old Anissa Scott. Police say that they arrested 17-year-old Jerry Ward, related to State Street looting in May. He had a loaded gun on him when he was arrested. Police say he'll face a first-degree intentional homicide and attempted first-degree homicide as party to a crime. Two other teenagers, 19-year-old Perry and Carrion and 16-year-old Andre Brown, are also facing first-degree intentional homicide charges. Tomorrow, you are invited to attend a celebration of Anissa's life. There will be a unity march from the Capitol to Breese Stevens Field at 11 a.m. The family will be there escorted by local police and a motorcycle club. Anissa's casket will be carried in a monster truck, something she loved. When you go to work next week, you'll notice some changes on your bus route if you use the bus. Madison Metro Transit's going to expand its service, except on UW-Madison's campus. Buses will run more frequently to provide more travel options during rush hour. The State Journal reports the increases are meant to better serve people with low income and people of color. Metro's also installing some plexiglass shields in front of the bus driver area. Once that's done, riders can once again board at the front of the bus. That's not expected to happen until September. Starting Monday, you might have to find a different bike route. The Capital City Trail is going to close between Nob Hill Road and Southtown Drive for sewer replacement. You can see here this area is marked in red on your screen, right in the middle, that red pattern there. You'll see it. That's where the closure is. That's going to last for 6 weeks. Crews hope to reopen the trail by September 25th. A detour will be posted. Before you plan some fun this weekend in the heat with your kids, do not use one of these. Take a look at your screen right now. Hasbro is voluntarily recalling more than 52,000 of these Nerf Super Soaker water guns. They want you to stop using them right away because the toy's water tank could have dangerous levels of lead. The water guns were sold at Target between March and July of this year. Well, this is your last weekend, folks, to take advantage of Goodman Pool. They're going to close for the season on Sunday. Masks are required for anyone 5 and up. The pool had a delayed start to the year, opening on July 15th, and it looks like they are closing a bit earlier than normal this year.
And today's definitely a pool day across southern Wisconsin. It's going to be a warm one. You can see our current conditions this morning here in Madison. 60 degrees. Skies are mostly clear on the west side. A little bit of cloud cover at the airport, though. Calm winds with dew points in the upper 50s. Your future track temperatures today are going to climb pretty quickly. By the lunch hour, we'll be back to around 80 degrees in most locations. Highs will be a little bit warmer than that. We have low to mid 80s across southern Wisconsin. Should be a pretty mild evening as well.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Join us Monday.